Yo guys, it's X. Welcome back to the ladder series part 2. In this video, I'm going to be going from 1500 to 1600 using triple dragon dance. So let's get it. So right off the bat, I see Galley leads, so I just want to stay in here, get my rocks up. Yep. And then we go into Gira, lower its attack, take the CC. And then we have Lumberry, so if he wisps, we're fine. So yeah, I just waterfall there, expecting him to stay in and try to wisp. He misses the Hydro Pump. So I just stayed in there to Dragon Dance. I believe I had played this person before and they didn't have HP Electric, so I knew I could live a Hydro, so why not DD up and hit him with an Outrage. So I think I waterfalled there expecting him to actually switch instead of outraging. But he stays in and I get the flinch, I get lucky. So I'm able to just get the kill there. Then he goes into Latias. This might be Scarf, but I'm okay with letting my Gira die because I can just go into Tyranitar and set up. And I believe I go for a Fire. No, okay. I do set up. I do Dragon Dance here. And now he goes into Scissor. So I can't stay in. So I just sacrifice Aerodactyl, expecting the Bullet Punch, and he does. Now I can bring in my own Scissor. Yep. So he superpowers, and I can live that because the Scissors EVs are like 248 HP or something. So it's bulky, but it also has 248 attack. So I can live that and just bullet punch and kill him just because his defense is lowered by 1. And now we can bullet punch this and kill it. And we won that game. Alright, next game versus Isn't So. So he has Breloom lead. So I taunted off Rip. I don't want to get spored, and he Thunder Punches. So now I just get rocks up. I'm fine with losing my arrow. It's really important to get rocks up with this triple Dragon Dance core team. Goes into Machamp. I know I can live the... Or not. Wait, sorry. Let's go back. So, yeah, okay, so he's stuck in Thunder Punch, so I can just set up, get a free turn of +1 with DD on Dragonite, which is awesome. And then I click Outrage here. That does a lot to Heatran. And Outrage again. He puts up rocks. And then I get cured with the Lumberry. And I click Earthquake. I could have gone for another dance here. So he puts me to sleep, and he has to switch out, so I'm okay with staying in. I can try to get the wake up. And luckily I do. So I clicked Fire Punch there. Just because I didn't want to lock myself into Outrage just yet. It'll give me an extra turn of Outrage there if I click Fire Punch. Then he goes into Bronzong, gets his Trick Room up. Confused, and luckily I, attack out of the confusion. And so his Bronzong is low. So then I go into my Sizer and can tank that explosion. And this thing is really slow. It's got 168 speed. Then I can just Bug Bite his Latias, easy. And I can Bullet Punch his Breloom. It does hit me with the Effect Spore, but we can just kill his Tyranitar. So that was a pretty clean game, man. Next up, alright, I toggled the perspective just to change things up a little. So he leads with Machamp, so I just get my Stealth Rocks up. And now we switch to Gyarados, because it is Lumgira. So if he Dynamic Punches again, we live, but he Bullet Punches, so it doesn't do much damage. Goes into Celebi to tank the Waterfall. So I just taunt him, and now I want to go back to Sizer. Or no, I go into Dragonite, never mind. Got a free setup with him. So I Dragon Dance up here. And I should have Dragon Dance again, honestly. because his Hitmontop can't do jack shit to me, so I should have just gone for another dance, but I try not to be too greedy. But then we get a critical hit on this Tyranitar, and now we've really just caused a shit ton of damage to his team. That's the whole point of these triple DD structures, is just to do as much damage and break into the opponent. So he HP ices me, that's fine. I go into Scissor, get a free Swords Dance up, Bullet Punch, gets rid of my rocks, but I don't really care. And I take down his Hitmontop. And now I'm trapped from his Magneton, which is fine. I can just get a free setup with Tyranitar, which is what I wanted, to take down his Celebi. And I'm going to Dragon Dance again here. It's late game, and I need to outspeed his Magneton, otherwise he can kill me with Flash Cannon if I'm just +1. So I Fire Punch on the switch into Gyarados, and now I can kill his Gyro with Crunch. And get rid of his Magneton with EQ. And I thought I was going to kill the Celebi, but I forgot how damn bulky Celebi is. Like, damn. So it's down to 20%. I can't let this thing recover. So I go into Aerodactyl and just taunt it just to be extra safe. And then I go into Lucario and Shadow Ball. I could have just gone into Lucario off rip, but I was not calculating. So yeah, next up we're facing Scald. Is better than Focus Miss. Interesting. So I taunt the Nidoqueen and can't use Toxic Spikes, so then I set up my Stealth Rocks. Goes into Gengar, Ice Stone Edge. And now we Earthquake. Get some chip on his Jirachi, which is nice. And yeah, we Earthquake again, and that's really good chip on his Jirachi early game. Like, got rocks up, we chipped down his Jirachi. Arrow's a pretty good lead sometimes, man. So then we take down his Jirachi, and I don't want to lose Lucario just yet. So I go into Sizer, he substitutes, and he switches into his Nidoqueen immediately, which is interesting. Probably to get up T-Spikes, yeah. So I Swords Dance up here. And a Bug Bite, we got a crit, and that does a shit ton. Now I can just Bullet Punch. He goes in Empoleon. And okay, it's got lefties, so I can just superpower it, take it out real quick. In comes Flygon. And we still live with minus defense. Wow. Now we can pretty much just sweep his team with Scissor. SD Scissor is really good on this structure. Really gets a lot done. Having that priority is key when you don't really have a Scarfer. Alright, next up we're facing Spiral Specters. So anytime it's a Metagross lead, I try to just get up rocks. I don't care about taunting because if they mash and then they bullet punch, I'm dead without getting up rocks. So number one priority is Stealth Rock against Metagross. So he mashes. Now I taunt, so he can't get rocks up, and he actually misses his Meteor Mash, which tells me he doesn't have Bullet Punch, so I can just Earthquake here. He does get the attack raise. No, he doesn't. Never mind. So I can just go into Dragonite. I don't want to go into Tyranitar because sometimes these people on the ladder, crazy people, they run like max speed Metagross. So, I mean, that would still be faster than this, but I would still live like a Meteor Mash. So that's why I go into Dragonite rather than Tyranitar. Just more speed, just in case. Goes into Zapdos. Now I go into T-Tar. And I believe we Dragon Dance here. No, I just stay in and crunch. Oh, no, we do. Okay. So now we crunch. And I just click Earthquake here, of course. But he's scarfed. So now I think the best play would be to go into Gyarados and Dragon Dance up. Oh, I guess like, hang on. Mm, okay, I guess I did want to go into Dragonite and get the max value. So I guess either play would be good, but Dragonite really breaks shit, so that play made sense. So now we Outrage, get a lot of damage, and his Gliscor's going to go down from this. Yep. Yeah, I think Dragonite is a better play because Gyarados would Outrage and kill this, and then probably die to the Gliscor, or just not do as much damage, you know? Because now I can just sweep with Dragonite, and I won the game. So yeah, finding those opportunities to set up with Dragonite are huge and can really just win you games. Can make insane comebacks too if you get the right setup. Okay, Kirby's sleepy, so I just man, it's ladder's so weird. People will lead with Choice Scarf Jirachi. So yeah, luckily I don't get flinch there, and I get my rocks up, and then I go right into Scissor just to put on some pressure, and I do Swords Dance up. And this time I do go for Superpower, and it does kill the Sizer, so it's nice. Goes into Gyarados, which isn't good for me, so I go into Aerodactyl just in case if it Dragon Dances. And it uses Payback, so that makes me think it's Choice Banded. So I believe I saw, oh, I just said screw it and stayed in there. Just because I have Shadow Ball, I can do good damage. It's hard to talk with Invisalign, but okay, he goes into his Scarf Jirachi and gets up rocks as I switch, which is interesting. Now he goes into his Ungira, but I Dragon Dance on the free turn, and I can kill him with Outrage, so why not? He's gonna kill me here with Thunder Punch. Big deal. I can go into Tyranitar setup, pick off this Dragonite, and then I have my two priority move users, Lucario and Sizer. I also have my Dragonite in the back to deal with the flinching, you know. So I want to preserve Tyranitar, so I go into Lucario and die real quick. Now I'm just chipping it with Bullet Punch at this point. Honestly, it might have been a better play to just let Tyranitar die. And but it still wouldn't have been enough for Lucario's Vacuum Wave to kill the Jirachi since my Lucario was low. So he does get a crit here, which is what I was afraid of. Luckily, I live it with 2%, and I die. Okay, never mind. So saving the Tyranitar actually won me the game here because his last is a Latias. So right here, I just click Crunch because I don't want to risk getting tricked and then losing the game. So I just click Crunch there and get it done. Also, there's no point to Dragon Dance. There's nothing left. So yeah, that was a good game. Next, we're playing Air Piracy. So he leads off with Dragonite. And I believe I just click Stealth Rock here because I'm expecting the special Dragonite, Mixed Knight, with Draco Meteor, Extreme Speed, Superpower. I don't think it's a Dragon Dance one. So he goes into Bronzong, I just taunt it. I don't want it setting up rocks. Now I just Stone Edge so I can get one of my sweepers in for free. And I believe we go right into Sizer here. Okay, no, we go into Gira. Now, okay, I set up with Dragon Dance. Now I can just click Outrage, get rid of his Knight. And I can chip his Magnezone a pretty good amount, so we're in the lead right now. We're really chipping his Mons, even though I'm down 2. Like this thing is chipped, this thing's well, this isn't even chipped, it's just low HP. This is chipped. And we have rocks up, so we have the clear advantage, and then now I can bring in my Tyranitar too and set up. So I've got the momentum. And yeah, there we go. Take out his Magnezone, and Fire Punch should kill the Bronzong. This was really weird to me. So Earthquake just killed his Metagross, +1 Tyranitar, so he must have had like no HP investment. I'd have to run some calcs on that to figure out what exactly his HP was, but yeah. And then we can take out his Bronzong, easily take out his Gengar. Oh yeah, he's using the sample team, so I think I could just pick it apart easily. It's pretty outdated. It's easy to beat. So yeah, that brings us to like 1570. That was a good game. Pretty quick one. Next is an interesting game that I actually should have lost, but it was a skill issue on my opponent's part. So let's go over it. He explodes with a Zell first turn. Oh, by the way, I did switch it up. I brought in my own triple Dragon Dance team that I made, and I've reached probably like 1650 with it before. So yeah, let's get into it. He wait. Hold up. Oh, okay. So it's actually a really good play by him. So I Dragon Dance up. I'm 1 HP, so he brings it in Infernape, and he actually bluffs the Mach Punch. So I think, oh shoot, okay. For some reason, I could have just stayed in here and sacrificed it, but I just wanted to go into Gyarados and save the Dragonite, but he just bluffed it and went into his Tyranitar, so well played by him. If I clicked Outrage there, though, he'd be screwed, so... And he does have Stone Edge, so... and the Pasho Berries, so he's off to a pretty good start. Now I click Outrage, and I also go down, so it's an even game. However, this team that I'm using is very weak to Infernape. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I tend to build teams that are quite weak to Infernape. One sec. So I just U-turn there. I expect him to switch out. I just want rocks up at this point for his Dragonite and Infernape, so I just get up rocks, and then I'm able to boom, thankfully, because it doesn't quick click Earthquake again. And now I got his Dragonite, and I do click Outrage here, which if I'm trying to win this game, I shouldn't have clicked it there. I just didn't want him to Dragon Dance up. I should have U-turned into my Jirachi. However, that would let Infernape come in, yada yada yada. But you'll see, guys, it all works out in the end. So he's Life Orb Gira, so I'm... Okay, this is kind of weird. So basically, I don't think I caught that it was Life Orb, so I chucked in Tyranitar thinking, oh, maybe I can live a waterfall by some miracle. Like, I had basically accepted I'd lost at this point, so I just chucked in Tyranitar before Jirachi, praying I could Dragon Dance or he would misclick or something. Now I go into Jirachi, I kill the Gyarados, and in comes Infernape right here. Alright, so you'd expect I to lose this, right? No. His Infernape is lower than 328 speed, so some people they try to push the speed tiering a little too far, man. They get a little greedy, and I told him, man, hard lesson or lesson learned, I guess. That's what I told him. Then he DM'd me, messaged me, said, "You're cringe." Oh my god, it's so funny. All right, next up we're playing Freaky Dude. It brings in the Metagross lead. Here's my rule of thumb whenever I'm against a Metagross lead is Earthquake off bat with D-Knight, don't Dragon Dance, simply due to the mash bullet punch combo. Since he opted to get rocks up, I figure he's gonna explode and I can get a Dragon Dance off for free. Yep. He brings in his Gengar, which is Choice Scarf, and then I die. This is a very ladder moment team for sure. This guy's using. Now I don't know why it lagged there. That was weird. So the logic here was he's probably gonna want to save his Scarfer and not stay in on a Tyranitar and get crunched. So I might as well click Fire Punch if he's gonna bring in a Sizer or Jirachi and either kill the Sizer or chip another Steel type. So that's why I went with Fire Punch. But he just stays in. But now he switches to Starmie, which is really weird. So now I Dragon Dance, and I'm thankful he didn't go into Starmie on the first turn. But that would be a dumb play. Okay, so he goes into Heatran. And I think I crunch again here, expecting him to go into Gengar, but he does not. And he uses Roar, so it's a Roar Heatran. Really interesting team. So I switch to my Gyarados, and I just click Waterfall, I believe. Yeah. He misses his Hydro Pump, so that was a lucky miss for us, and we are able to take it down with Outrage. We get taken down by his Latios, which is leftovers, and so I'm just thinking to myself, I can easily just take out this freaking team with Tyranitar. Since he's been staying in so much with Tyranitar weak Pokemon, I just click Crunch. I I don't know. And since it's a Roar Heatran, I figure I can outspeed this and just click Earthquake. Whatever, man. And now I'm pretty much just like, this team looks so weak to Scissor, so it doesn't matter if my Tyranitar dies. And hell, maybe if I can even catch him missing a Focus Blast, but now I go down real quick, so. That's fine though. I can bring in the... Oh shit, what am I talking about, dog? I don't have Scissor on this team. Okay, never mind. So I just get rocks up just because I can, and he dies from the burn and the sand damage. Goes into Roserade, and I just boom, bucket. And now I can just end this game with Flygon. Easy peasy. There we go. Black, white, magic. So I just get rocks up. Whenever I see a Zapdos lead, I'm like, let's go. But not really, because this team is weak to Zapdos. I just like the fact that I can get my rocks up. Goes into Breloom. I get some damage on it. Now I go into my little Breloom check Gyarados, because it has the Lumberry and Taunt. And I Dragon Dance up here. I believe I did the calculations, and Waterfall, it would still live, and I didn't want to lose my Breloom check of sorts so early. So I go into Tyranitar. This puts me in a bad spot because he can check my Tyranitar with the Mach Punch Breloom. Do I click Fire Punch here? I'm pretty sure. Yep, I predicted the switch. However, he does live it. Seems like a pretty bulky Breloom. I'm expecting a Mach Punch here, so I switch into Kira. He does Spore, though. So now I'm thinking, alright, I got you where I want you. I can just... Maybe I click Taunt. Yeah, probably Taunt, so I can't get Spored. Yeah. He goes into Jirachi, and I'm just like, oh shit, I don't really have anything for this Jirachi. Looks like a Choice Scarf Jirachi though, because I don't know any normal Jirachis that have Thunder Punch, unless it's a team that Emerald made, so... And I don't think random ladder people are using Emerald design teams. Yeah, now he goes into his Zapdos. I'm just like, fuck, I can't do anything with my Sizer, so I go back into Tyranitar. And I just click Dragon Dance. I just say, fuck it. He's not going to go into Breloom because I Fire Punched and caught it, so. And now we get to kill the Breloom, which is very fortunate for us. Because everything on his team can now. Oh, except for this. The Choice Scarf, Jirachi, of course. Goes back into Starmie. I just Waterfall, gets a nice chip. Now I think I click Outrage. Dragon Dance. Okay, I expected the recover. And now I can just get rid of his Starmie. Your recovers won't help. The Skira is adamant. It's shiny. It's a beast. Goes into Zapdos. We're able to do a lot of good damage. I think he's just hoping to recover off these hits, but I get another turn of Outrage and take it down. So now he goes into Jirachi to take care of my Gira and the Iron Heads. Scarf Jirachi is just a little bit annoying for this team to deal with, but I do have Dragonite, which is always helpful. Yeah, so I don't go for a Dragon Dance here because there's no point. Even if I dance up, I'm not going to outspeed his Jirachi, so I just have to go for Earthquake. But it's fine because it'll take out the Starmie. And I get a crit on the Blissey to take it out, which is super nice. I don't want my Dragonite dying, and just because it has Recover, it could have Ice Beam. You can never be too careful. It's always good to scout for moves, so go into Tyranitar. And also, I know that Dragonite is my win condition, just because of that inner focus ability. Yeah, so we get taken down by the Starmie, which is all good. I can go into Scissor. And he brings out his Heatran, which is like, oh shit. And I know that I'm gonna have to sacrifice something because I my last is Lucario, so. So after that I bring out my Dragonite and I take care of his Starmie. Now I just have to hope that okay, he has Ice Punch, which is perfect for me. Because then I can just tank it with Lucario and Aura Sphere the Heatran. And now he has to lock into Iron Head. Like he can't kill both of these, you know? Because he'll have to lock into one move. I thought this was an inner focus, but it's actually a steadfast, so I get more speed. I take it down a little bit, and if I was inner focus, I would have had that, but I'm worried about a crit here, but then I take care of it, and yeah, that's GG's. I believe that puts us at 1578, and now we're against the Jolteon lead. Emblem. 1 second. I'll just pause it. Take some water. So I just get my rocks up. I go right into Gira to counter the Breloom. Get a nice flinch off there. It's pretty helpful, not gonna lie. Seed bombs me. Now I click Outrage and do a lot of good chip to Jolteon. Take it down to about 20% after lefties, so that's really helpful. Now I go back into Aerodactyl. Let's click Stone Edge. Oh, I click Earthquake, never mind. Now I get Stone Edge and I do get a crit, which to take down the Breloom, which is really helpful. And do a shit ton of damage to Jirachi. I do get parried here, which I was like, damn it. But that's fine considering the crits we got and the progress as well. Alright, now able to tank the Fire Punch and get rid of the Jirachi, which is super huge. Heatran comes out, and I'm totally ready to just set up with Tyranitar. Maybe just Earthquake. No, we do set up, of course. And I set up again just for Jolteon. Maybe if he has a Scarfer. It goes into Gira, but I can take this thing out. Pretty sure we have the game at this point. Goes into his Jolteon. Take that down. He wants to save his Gira to lower my attack, but his Gira takes Stealth Rock, so I'm still able to just take it down real quick. And even with the Shucca Berry, we're able to take down Heatran. Tyranitar's just a beast. That put us at 1594. And here's the last replay. Thought I played this really well. So I know that it's a trick because I played against this dude before. So I just Stealth Rock. Go into Gira. He Thunder Waves, which is like, fuck you, man. And I go into Tyranitar, hoping he doesn't Thunder Wave, but he does. So I just accept at this point. I'm going to have to let something get paralyzed and take this little thing down. Fuck it. But then we get Parahacks, and it's like, alright, cool. So I deal some good damage there, and he's going to go into his Scissor. I crunch again. And I'm just like, whatever. I kind of want my Tyranitar to die because I want to get something in and get momentum going. So I bring out my Scissor to just priority Bullet Punch, kill the Uxie. Goes into his Heatran. I go into Arrow. I'm like, it's a free Earthquake. But I am Choice Scarfed. And he does bring in Zapdos. So the correct play would have been to Stone Edge there. Because it's pretty obvious he's not going to want to stay in Heatran versus Arrow. So here at this point, I realize, oh shit, okay, I do have to sacrifice something, and every bit of chip matters. So I chip it a little bit, bring an Arrow again, and this is what wins me the game, basically, is that he stays in here and lets his Zapdos die for, I don't know, no reason. Because I don't really have anything that can deal with Zapdos on my team. So luckily I get that thing down. I'm bringing Lucario. It is a Choice Scarf Heatran. So I go into D-Knight. EQ is Tyranitar. After this Dragon Dance. Now he goes into Scissor, and I'm able to take it out with Fire Punch. And thank God we're living. Get another turn. But he does have Mach Punch. Okay, here's where it gets interesting. I bring in Gira versus Infernape. And normally you're like, well, I'm going to live this, so I'll Dragon Dance. However, I wouldn't outspeed his Heatran, so there's literally no point to me Dragon Dancing. So I just click Waterfall. And he makes the mistake of going into Heatran, thinking I'm going to Dragon Dance and that he can just seal the game by exploding. So I take down his Heatran, and now I'm going to live his Infernape's attack and reach 1600. And yeah, it's a good game. We reached our goal, and I had a lot of fun. I'm probably going to make some more ladder bids in the future. So thank you guys for watching. Peace.